Happy afternoon, boys and girls. We're going to read We Gather Together. Now please get lost. Written by Diane DeGoat. Remember we talked about getting dedications page? So she dedicated this book to Andrea Spooner, who saw that no author, illustrator, or any form of poultry was harmed in making this book. Gilbert was so excited that he tossed and turned all night. Tomorrow, his class was going on a field trip to Pilgrim Town, and Gilbert kept thinking about how much fun it would be. Frank was going to be his buddy for the trip and promised to bring his checkers for the bus ride. Gilbert finally drifted off to sleep when, bam! Something bopped him on the head. Gilbert woke up with a start and fell off his bed. His sister Lola laughed and waved her doll around. "You have to get up," she said. "I am up," Gilbert said. But he was really down on the floor, stuck between the bed and the wall. Lola tried to bop him again. "Mom says you're late for school." Gilbert had never, ever been late for school. But today he was tired and didn't want to get up. When Gilbert stomped into the kitchen, his socks didn't match. Toothpaste was dribbling down his shirt. His hair was sticking up in all the wrong places. "Oh dear," Mother said when she saw him. "It looks like you got up on the wrong side of the bed." She handed him his lunch and he hurried out the door. Gilbert missed breakfast and his stomach was growling all the way to school. When he got to the classroom, Mrs. Bird had already marked him absent. She erased the X by his name and said, "You should be thankful that we didn't leave without you, Gilbert." Gilbert wasn't so thankful when he saw that everyone had already picked their partners for the trip. The only person left without a buddy was Philip. Philip was always the last one to get picked for anything. He couldn't catch a ball or run fast. He was also a big tattletale. And now he was Gilbert's buddy. When the bus started down the road, Gilbert looked around. Frank and Kitty were playing checkers. Patty and Margaret played Travel Battleship. Louis and Sam, they read a comic book. Gilbert and Philip just sat. Gilbert's stomach growled again. He opened up his lunch bag. But Philip said, "I'm telling the teacher that you're eating on the bus." Gilbert closed his bag. Finally, Mrs. Bird said, "Now, class, we're almost there. At Pilgrim's Town, we'll see all the early settlers lived. They were thankful that they got through a hard winter and celebrated their first harvest with a Thanksgiving feast. During our visit today, I want you to think about all the things that you can be thankful for." Patty raised her hand and said, "I'm thankful that no one threw up on the bus." Louis shouted, "I'm thankful we didn't have to do spelling today." Everyone laughed except for Mrs. Bird and Philip, who was the best speller in the class. Gilbert just slouched in his seat and said, "I'm thankful that we're almost there." When the bus pulled into the parking lot, Mrs. Bird said, "Remember to stay with your buddy at all times so no one will get lost." 2 by 2, they walked through the village where people in costumes talked to them about how the Pilgrims lived. They headed towards the blacksmith office shop. Gilbert ran to catch up with Frank and Kitty. Philip ran after him, calling, "Hey, wait for me." Frank said, "Too bad we can't be triple buddies, Gilbert. But you have to stay with Philip." When Philip caught up, he said, "Don't walk so fast, Gilbert. Mrs. Bird wants us to stick together." So Gilbert walked really, really slow. Philip pulled at his sleeve and said, "Hurry up, Gilbert." At the hay barn, Gilbert hid behind a group of older kids, but Philip found him. "Stop it, Gilbert," he whined. "I'm telling Mrs. Bird that you're fooling around." "You're a big tattletale," Gilbert said. "Why don't you just get lost?" I'm telling Mrs. Bird that you called me a tattletale, Philip said. On the way to the picnic area, Gilbert slipped into the restroom when Philip wasn't looking and locked the door behind him. Now, Philip would never find him. Gilbert waited a few minutes, then went to unlock the door. The lock wouldn't turn. He tried again, but it was stuck. He banged on the door, yelling, "Hey, Philip, I'm in here!" Philip didn't answer. Gilbert banged on the door again. "Is anyone there?" he shouted. No one answered. Uh-oh, Gilbert thought. If Philip didn't see him go into the bathroom, no one would know he was there. Or worse, Philip might even tell everyone that Gilbert was missing. That's what Gilbert would do if he were Philip. The class might leave without him, and Gilbert would have to spend the whole night there alone in the bathroom in the dark. Suddenly the doorknob jiggled. "Is somebody there?" Gilbert shouted. It was Philip. "Gilbert, I've been looking all over for you. I can't get out. The lock is stuck." "Hold on, I'll get help." After a few minutes, a guide came with a key. When Gilbert finally got out, he saw Philip, but not the rest of the class. "Uh-oh, we lost our class?" The guide smiled and said, "Then we better go check the lost and found." As they walked to the visitor center, Gilbert knew he was going to be in big trouble. And Philip was too, all because of him. Gilbert waited anxiously with Philip at the lost child corner until the class appeared. But Mrs. Bird wasn't mad. She said, "There you are. I'm so glad we found you." Louis wasn't so glad. He said, "We could have been eating lunch already, but we had to come looking for you and Philip." Gilbert said, "It's not Philip's fault. I was hiding from him and got locked in the restroom. But he found me and got help." Patty said, "Oh, Gilbert, you weren't being a very good buddy." And Frank said, "I'm glad Gilbert wasn't my buddy." But Mrs. Bird said, "Let's just be happy that we are all safely here together." To celebrate, she bought some pies and pilgrim hats and led them to class outside at a big picnic table. When they were all seated, she said, "Tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day.